Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, we're episode 346 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's dueling with me tonight?
A tale of swords and souls, eternally retold. Hi, it's Dominic, I'm back.
And I'm Kyle, and I was developed and published by Namco.
Namco Home Tech, which is a really cool name I wish they still use.
I know.
So we're here to talk about Soul Calibur 2, developed by Project Soul, published by Namco and EA, I guess, and Nintendo and Namco Bandai. Damn, a lot of people are in. And what system?
Yep.
And came out in 2002.
Yes.
In the arcades.
Oh, and then when did it come to consoles?
03.
Oh, okay. This is not... The Wikipedia did not tell me that. So.
Well, that's why you have to get your information from more places than just fucking Wikipedia.
Easy for what I do. And I'm just blind. Oh, you are right.
No worries.
Wow, I am blind.
No worries.
So we're here to talk about Soul Calibur 2. I have not played this game since 2003. I actually bought this close to the day it came out for GameCube for one fucking reason. Link,
yeah, of course.
And
you gotta play as Link.
I remember playing it a bunch. I remember beating the game. beating the Weapon mode. Like, I was actually decent at the arcade mode. I played with Link and Kilik were my two characters back then.
Kilik?
Yeah, Kilik.
Yeah, that I do remember. Because I had to have a character that wasn't, because for some reason, each of my friends, we are in copies. I had the GameCube, one guy had the PS2, one guy had the Xbox version. So, like, I actually got to experience all the characters back then.
Hell yeah.
Which still weird to me, but...
And Kilik's kind of like the
new
of the series, or at least the game, or this game, I think.
Yeah, I can get that.
Like, I think Weapon Master Mode, I think he is supposed to be the protagonist of Weapon Master Mode, for real.
Yes.
I'm right.
So, that's kind of interesting, at least. I don't know. Like, Kilik is a cool character. He was always my alternative to Link or something.
What's your memory with this, or your history with this game, I should say, Dominic?
This was a game I played a lot as a child. It's one of the original GameCube games that I got when the GameCube was actively a thing. As a kid, when I had my collection, I wrote down the Game Informer scores on the box, and I still have the 8.75 scrawled in pen on my GameCube copy. This game was great. It was Smash and this. Those are my fighting games.
Oh, what else? There were a few others, but those are the main two, like, great ones.
I mean, Capcom SNK 2 was out there.
Oh, okay.
That game's a masterpiece.
That game's really good, too. See, I don't know my fighters as well. I'm trying to remedy that slowly, but I still don't know mine as good as I'd like to.
That's fine.
And Kyle, what is your history with this game?
Well, so this was actually my first game ever in the entire series. I didn't really get much of a chance to play Soul Edge on PlayStation or the arcade. I just never really saw that game in any of the arcades in my neighborhood or in my city. I didn't get to play the Dreamcast version of Soul Calibur 1. I did, play Dreamcast when it was out, but for the first, 2 years of the console, I pretty much only got to rent the console until, when Sega called it quits with console making in 2001, and then, the Dreamcast became, fucking dirt cheap, so, that's when I got it, and I got, a crap ton of games, and then I finally got to play a bunch of other games, too. I still didn't get the chance to play Soul Calibur 1 on Dreamcast, so, yeah, This version of Soul Calibur 2 that came out on all three of the mainline consoles, on GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. This was my first ever experience of Soul Calibur. So, yeah, I played this game a crap ton as a teenager, and as a kid and a teenager. I played mainly the GameCube version because, like Mike, I do quite love the Zelda series. I had many a Nintendo console growing up. I mean, it's not so much that I would call myself a quote-unquote Nintendo kid, but, I did have a lot of Nintendo stuff. I mean, sorry, this is just a bit of a tangent with me, because I've kind of said this on a lot of different podcasts and social media, but, I never really thought of myself as a quote-unquote Nintendo kid or a Sega kid. I was a video games kid. If you gave me a video game, a thing where there's buttons to push, and then if I push buttons, a character does a thing on the screen, I was fucking there. Arcade, Sega, Nintendo, PC, whatever. I was oh my god, look, I'm pushing a button and the character does a thing. I was instantly there. So, give me a video game and I'll play the hell out of it. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I did actually play the GameCube version of this quite a lot, and Link was a very nice little add-on too. He's a fun character to play as. So yeah, this was my first ever experience with Soul Calibur, was Soul Calibur 2.
That's also a question I wanted to bring up, because this was my first Soul Calibur. I didn't really know much of the series. I still have yet to ever play another Soul Calibur.
Yeah, like, oh, wow, okay, shit. Because, like,
I own multiple.
Yeah.
I just never played them, but I own them.
That's so weird to me, because, like, this got me into, like, the series. Like, I played all the other sequels. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, Soul Calibur. Like, I like 2. Let's play 3. Let's play 4, 5, 6. Like, hell yeah. Like, I get to, play these characters again. Hell yeah. Like, fuck yeah, I'm totally there. I mean, I'm already, like, a huge fighting game nerd. So, like, you give me a good fighting game sequel, I'm there.
I just never watched the series.
This is my first as well. I did play this in arcade a little bit, so I did have that experience, thankfully. It's one of the few games I was able to play in arcade as a child, because I was a bit younger, so arcades weren't as important. But when I did get a Dreamcast later on, I did play Soul Calibur 1, and that game is also very good.
I've always wanted to do Soul Calibur 1 and Soul Edge for this show as minis, and then this is the main episode as we are. It's on my to-do list.
You should. I think you should. I think they would make good episodes.
I'll probably happen at that time. I like experiencing fighters, so.
What isn't on your to-do list? What games are not on your list at this point?
Fair statement. It's a gigantic list.
If we talk to you the right way, you could probably put Madden 03 on your list.
Oh no!
I don't know if I go.
Even Madden's will be here.
Yeah, I did NBA Street
if we do
Volume 2, so I can do a sports game.
I was gonna say, if we do all the fucking Maddens, we'll be here for like another decade.
It'll never end.
Yep.
No, I'd have to do like 10, 20 a year just to get through it, but that's not happening. So
anyway,
that's a whole other thing. I am not doing that ever. Don't will things into the world like that, Dominic. But I was curious if you guys had also experienced the other games, and I mean, I bought all the ones for 360. I think I even bought Soul Calibur 3 for PS2. I just never got around to actually playing other things in the series. And it's not like I have a good reason why, I just never did.
I didn't have a PS2 for 3. I didn't have a PS3 by the time 4 came out. And by that point, 5 was going to come out, and I didn't really care at that point. Because, like, I have 2, that's enough.
I think that's fair. I mean, fighters aren't my real genre to play game more, because I like their stories. I think that's one thing that grabbed me with this game, is I like the fact that it's such a, it had a solo type mode, was one of the things that drew me to it, the whole Weapon Master mode, where I felt like I could be playing something. Because I've never been that guy, even though I had friends that were trying to be competitive in fighters. They're like, oh, hey, let's play a fighter and, just practice for hours. I've never been that guy.
Neither have
I just can't do it.
I can get that.
I like
so it was nice to have like the
them.
meaty single player to like give you that excuse to just
of course
experiment with Link and Keelik and Talim and everyone else.
No, of course.
I love Zelda. My fucking wedding band that I don't wear enough has the Triforce on it. Like, I just love Zelda. Like, that's my thing. And anything with Link, I gravitate towards it. If I like Nintendo more, I would own more Zelda stuff, but Nintendo pisses me off. That's a whole nother story.
No, I get you.
The thing is, though, like, Link is like a weird character to play as in the game. Because like his combos are not like moves; they're like his weapons.
Yeah.
So like his arrow, his bomb, his boomerang.
Yeah, I don't do those.
It's hitting combinations of buttons. So like A and X, X and Y. You'll have some grabs and stuff in there too. But experimenting with which combos you're pressing is going to give you like a whole other set of attacks.
I did the arrow thing a couple times by accident, but I mainly, and I think that's why I liked this game back in the day, was you can throw people off so easily, and with Link, you just walk near the edge, you do one of the grabs, and you throws them off the edge. That's it.
Like his redeeming quality. Like that's why he is as good as he is, because you could just do that.
That's all I did for the entire, like, when I played through this game, that's how I beat the Weapon Master mode. That's how I beat this entire game, except when I'm forced not to, is literally just throwing people off the edge.
Yeah.
That's how I play.
That's how you get through the harder chapters, too. It's just like, all right, throw them off.
Like, oh, you gotta, your health is draining fast. Like, oh, that's nice. I'll just stand near the edge, grab and throw them. Problem solved.
Or if you're a character that has a good kick, you just run and fucking kick them off. Like, just run full speed at them and boom, and then like kick them off.
That's what I like. Is the fact
Like,
that
he's
you
not as
have
good
that.
as-
Like, and for me, this is my first time experiencing that in a video game. Was ring outs. I know they're a thing. Like they've been a thing.
And
This
a
was
lot of
my
3D
first like
fighters.
real experience. I don't play many.
Like, he's not as
You
good
can
at
tell.
throwing characters on the ground as some other characters are, but
No
that,
Or
that
into the,
throw
like-
is just so good.
walls that are some of those like you have to like
Yeah.
bang them off walls. I mean, it was also cool because it gives you a story. So I couldn't be bothered to keep reading all that text. There was too much text.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't care. I feel a
It's
little
just
bad.
all excuses to keep you, oh, the next chapter, oh man, I went to a village and a person stood before me and said some things and I fought them.
Oh, that's all it is.
Yeah, it's just, no, this person, we're now adversaries and maybe they're working with the person I'm chasing after and maybe this other person is an important figure who's guarding something specific and special for me. It's
okay.
it's a basic fantasy story.
All right, I couldn't be bothered. I tried, but I was also trying to beat this game really quick for the show.
Yeah, it's a good game for that. Like, yeah, you're after Soul Calibur or Soul Edge. It kind of is all one and the same.
No, of course. I think this game is just rather interesting. I actually have this sort of opinion about the entire franchise as a whole. I kind of think this series peaked early with 2. Like, I feel like all the later sequels start to suck a bit more and more with each one. I like Soul Calibur 3 a lot. I think 4 and 5 just feel kind of like like they're good, but they're still just kind of And then, I don't know, Soul Calibur 6 I was really excited for and was really disappointed. I feel like 2 is the best of it. Like, this is as good as the series ever got.
I mean, 3 is the one that had the legendarily awful memory card issue.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
Basically, if there is a file on the memory card before you made the save file for 3, you can very easily corrupt that file.
Oh no!
I think I've heard of that happening to somebody I knew actually, but that's shitty.
Like, the only way to
That's-
ensure that it doesn't happen is for it to be the first save file on your memory card.
That sucks.
That's weird. Okay.
But that was the time before they patched games, so that just was kind
Right.
of the thing.
Unfortunately,
No, that makes sense.
was just the case.
I never realized Soul Calibur 4 and 5 never came officially released to PC.
No, they didn't. They were just console.
Okay. I was randomly looking up because I'm like, I don't own any of these on Steam, and that's why, because they didn't come there. I was curious.
There was a time when PC releases were still pretty up in the air.
Yeah, they were.
I'm
We're
happy.
pretty
I think
lucky
it was
with.
probably around like the 2013, 2014 PS4 era when PC became pretty standard.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky now with a lot of PC releases and stuff like that. Like, there was a good period where PC gaming was just like, oh no, we're not going to do a PC version of our game. Like, and it sucked.
Because there's piracy out there. You don't want to give your game to the pirates.
Yeah, I know, of course.
That's what it was, huh?
Yeah, wasn't just developers being lazy or fucking.
Oh, I never blame developers. I blame the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone being afraid, oh man, if I put it on PC, kiss those profits goodbye.
I mean, you're still going to make money. Like, for every pirate, there's still going to be probably more people that buy it in general. Like,
Yes.
Mhm.
that's another conversation. One thing I do want to bring up is how we talked about a little bit, but how this game had the 3 different versions at the time. And has any
Yes.
other fighter done that before this?
I don't think so.
I don't
I know I didn't look this up.
think so.
I-
I think
Okay.
there were like hidden fighters that you can maybe get depending on what you where you were and what you had, but nothing
Mhm.
that was
Like-
the marquee thing.
Like, as a marketing aspect, like, it's so fucking cool. Hey, Hachi PS2, Link GameCube, Spawn Xbox, which still, I don't understand why Spawn, even though he is cool as hell in that game, I don't understand why.
I mean, the thing they could have done, like, they probably would have gotten a lot more work, is if they worked with Tecmo to put like Ryu or Ayane or something in there.
Yeah, that would have been neat.
Oh, yeah.
Because Dead or Alive
'Cause at
was
the time-
Xbox only at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Man, that series is, I'm a big fan of Dead or Alive. That's actually the only fighting game I ever got good at and played online on beat people. Like, I was decent at Dead or Alive Ultimate 2.
I'm weird with the Dead or Alive franchise where, like, I like a lot of them, but, like, I don't consider the first, 4 games to be actual good fighting games, but Dead or Alive 5 is a masterpiece. Like, Dead or Alive 5 is, the first time in that series, life where it actually tried to be an actual fighting game, and it was like, oh, when you guys actually try, you make, a genuinely great game. Holy shit.
I mean, for me, I would say like 2 and 3 were the ones where I was like, I feel like I could like fighting games outside of Soul Calibur and Smash.
Yeah, I can get that. I don't know. My issues with 2, 3, and 4 was that you could just mash the fucking counter button. I'm like, that's terrible game design. Where 5 was like, oh, we're gonna actually shrink the fuck out of that input of mashing the counter button, where now you actually have to fight, and it's like, I like that. That's better. I like that a lot.
Important to note that Dead or Alive 5 was where Itagaki was no longer in charge. So
yeah, I know, and it's like, oh, well, it was almost like that guy was holding everything back because he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, Dead or Alive 5 is a free game? Then you buy all the characters. What the fuck?
You can buy it fully without doing that, but it just... Yeah, Dead or Alive 5 on PC, on modern PC runs like shit, though. Don't get it. Like, unfortunately, it sucks. It really sucks, too, because I love Dead or Alive 5 so much. Dead or Alive 5 is amazing, but that's for a whole other, different episode.
I always thought Spawn was weird. I mean, one thing is Todd McFarlane, I know, was somehow involved with Soul Calibur 2, or Necrid. Okay, that was the big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Spawn is cool, it's just to me, but I guess also Xbox, like, besides what you guys were saying, like, with anything else, and so I always found it kind of weird, but, I mean, Spawn was cool, and I think Spawn was, maybe he was trying to make a Spawn movie too back then.
I wonder who they would have made if there was still a Dreamcast version, like, who they would have picked.
That's a good question.
Probably just, like, Ryo from Street Fighter, or from Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter.
That's not his name.
Or Akira.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's Akira you're thinking of.
Yes.
I mean, that's one thing to this series. And weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, I can't think of a lot of fighters where you had weapons.
The only ones I can think of off the top of my head are Samurai Showdown and Last Blade.
There's a few.
The Battle Arena Toshinden games. I wasn't a fan of Battle Arena Toshinden, but a lot of the characters in that game had weapons. And let's see, what else? That's kind of about it, actually.
Well, like, there was all these different, like, dividing lines in fighting games of, like, okay, these ones are 2D, these ones are 3D, these ones are not with weapons, these ones are with weapons, these ones do this, these ones do that. Mm-hmm. Like, everything kind of had a nice box, and all the different fighting games fit in your different boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think it's a little more loosey-goosey because you can't make as many fighting games as you once did, but because that genre was still nascent and exploded so quickly that, you're just kind of like scrambling, but also trying to catch up as you're scrambling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a guy who didn't follow the fighting scene, this was like the first time I'd really had seen it. Like, I don't think I even knew about like all the games you mentioned. I know about them now, but not back then.
No, of course.
It just wasn't, and I mean, I was in the video game scene. It just wasn't, they just weren't. I mean, I was never in the arcade scene, so that was part of it for me. I missed out on all that.
I mean, I wasn't. The weird thing is, to what you're talking about, Mike, I wasn't like too much into the arcade scene. I mean, it wasn't so much that I wasn't into the arcade scene. It's just that like I didn't always have the time in the world to go to arcades, but whenever I did, I loved going to them. I was primarily, even though like I'm a huge fighting game nerd, I actually primarily focused on the console stuff because that's just what I was closer to. A lot of my arcades didn't always have like the newest fighting games. My pretty much almost all of my arcades weren't good at like getting new games. Like, so like, yeah, a lot of my arcades were never current. But yeah, like I pretty much mainly did fighting games on consoles, and yeah, like that's sort of, yeah, like I'm a huge fighting game nerd, but like I was primarily a console person.
Same.
Yeah, same.
The only character I remember knowing from this game when I first picked it up was Yoshimitsu, because he's also in Tekken. I remember being like, why is Yoshimitsu here?
Well, Namco.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that.
Namco loves like referencing its own shit in other games, because like fucking there's like super early Namco arcade games that reference each other. Plus, there's later Namco games that love referencing each other, like with how Mr. Driller loves referencing Dig Dug and Baraduke, where Mr. Driller is the child of Taizo Hori from Dig Dug, the main character from Dig Dug, and is the son of not only Taizo Hori from Dig Dug, but the main character from Baraduke, who, here's a shocker. So the main character of Baraduke, throughout the entire game, is in a spacesuit, so you don't know who they are. On the very last screen of the game, after you beat the game, it's revealed that she's a woman. And this game came out one whole year before Metroid. So, yeah, Namco loves referencing itself in its other games. So, I love that Namco even did that for Soul Calibur as well.
I mean,
did
Mike,
like
you
it.
remember getting emails to check out Ace Combat and playing Xenosaga, don't you?
I didn't
Yeah,
look at
of
those.
course.
Yes.
I do. I love Namco. Namco, email me, please. Thank you.
I just remember like not a lot of the characters ever stood out to me back then. I mean, Nightmare was one. I never played as him. I didn't like his. I still don't like that style in any fighting game. I don't like the big, strong characters. I always gravitate towards more medium characters.
I was never good with the big, strong characters or like the wrestlers or any of those sort of characters as a kid. I was more of the speedster. Like when it came to stuff like this, I'd play someone like Killick or who's that Korean character? I can't remember their name. They're really good though. I like him. I love Taki. Taki's also really good. I love Yeah, I also love characters from like say Virtual Fighter like Jackie and Sarah. Like I was always a bit more of a speedster character.
Maybe I was too. I mean, none of the characters were. I mean, Raphael's another one. I think that's his name. The guy with the thing. But I was also
Raphael's pretty good. He's a good fencer character.
I like the fact that they also have so many different like nationalities in the game too. I remember that back then being really cool to me because it feels like it's people who traveled around the world with all the different styles and cultures and stuff at the time. I like that.
Hell yeah, I love that. I always appreciate that in like a fighting game. Like I think that's super neat. Like literally people from all over the world.
As a kid, I appreciated this game a lot because I feel like if I wanted to play as other characters, I could kind of learn them and like get good at them.
No, of course. Well, pretty much every fighting game is like that, and I love that.
Well, yes, but I struggle more with other games because I think other characters feel more alien to me. Where it's like there was something about Soul Calibur 2 where it's like, okay, Mitsurugi is a really powerful hitter, but he's a bit more nimble.
Yeah.
Or like Maxi is like really fast and has like fucking nunchucks.
Yep.
But like that can be really powerful, but also you have to be careful with that.
Yeah.
And Voldo's just Voldo.
Or Sofita she's the sword and shield character, but she's also, she can't really take too much of a punch though, so you gotta be careful with how you play as her. Or Taki is the speedster ninja character, so she has a lot of like really, really quick moves and quick strikes, and like she can like, not teleport, but she can do like flips and shit, and she's like always super agile.
But Yoshimitsu can teleport.
Yeah, Yoshimitsu can teleport.
So wild.
And Ivy,
like,
I remember her. I mean, well, besides her being super sexy to Teenage Mike, I also remember the weapon.
Yeah, she has that fucking whip sword thing, which is like amazing.
Which I don't think I ever saw in fiction really before that.
I don't know. I don't think that's like a thing you can actually do in real life, like a whip sword. Like I don't know how that's possible.
Probably not.
Star Wars.
There's like a
Star Wars has it now in High Republic. There's someone with a whip lightsaber.
Like, I feel like there are like you could make something like it would look very different.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't be very effective.
No.
I also never played as Astro. Never liked him either. He again,
like,
big character. I mean, I remember Nightmare being damn cool. Like as a kid, thinking like, wow, this is a cool ass character. I've always been curious about the Soul Calibur series. Since it's not, I just kind of forgot about it. I know they do other guest characters late in the series too. I know 4 and 5 did. I know 6 does too, but just never played those. But also one thing I want to talk about, like the Weapon Master mode, the fact that it also kind of does something I think fighters were just kind of starting to do around this time. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance does it. Like having that single player mode that's kind of teaching you the game, but also giving you like a reason to play. Like I just love that so much.
It's a reason to spend $50 on the game outside of the arcade.
Yeah. No, of course.
Because you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it makes the game so, and that like in the Weapon Master mode, they do so many unique things in the way that they just have different levels, and after you beat the main version of it, you get to replay the whole thing again.
Yeah, of course.
And then you can unlock more chapters that you had to play twice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't. I unlocked them, but I did not play them twice. I gave up.
But hey, if you do really well and you make a lot of money, you can unlock all those weapons.
I bought all Link's weapons. Does that count? That's all I cared about.
It is cool. Like they had a good amount of weapons, but they even took the time to make like the silly weapons.
Yeah. And like for Link's weapons, I mean they're all references to different Zelda games from the time. Like the last weapon you get is the fairy sword from Majora's Mask. Like,
but you also get like the bug net.
Yeah, there's also the bug catching net from Link to the Past. But like it just made me happy. Like especially now looking back at that, like I really appreciated those weapons more because I'm such a Zelda nerd now. I always was, but I know a lot more of the series now.
And that's why like extra arcade mode was cool because like that was the version that let you like just like fuck with everything and do the way you wanted to do it. Whereas arcade mode was just the classic what you played in the arcade.
Did this game have online back then?
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay. 2003, when did we... I mean, we had some online, because Final Fantasy 11 was already out for PS2, I want to say, at this time, but...
It was very select games that had online. It wasn't like every game. Like,
Yeah,
it was a very, very... Yeah, that was online. Mainly just your MMOs were online. Like, I know in Japan they had fighting games that were online on, like, PS2, but that was just Japan only. Like...
I think Tony Hawk 3 was online for PS2.
Oh, yeah, I think it kind of was. It was weird. I never got to play that online.
No, the PS2 online was you had to go get that whole device. I knew people that had it because of Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah, each system had its own like proprietary like hardware and software. It was never easy.
No, that's just something I think about. I know this game also got re-released on, I think it was Xbox Live Arcade back at one point.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so, it did.
Xbox 360 2013. I doubt it lasted long because, rights.
Maybe it's still up. I don't know.
Namco. Well, you say that, Mike, but Namco was usually like pretty good with like their releases on stuff like Xbox or PSN. Like those would usually last for a while. It was mainly just stuff like Konami that or Capcom that didn't last too long because of copyrights. But like Namco owned all the shit that they did for like stuff like Soul Calibur. They owned everything, so that was never an issue.
Okay, that's just what I think of a lot of times because so many games now just disappear, and I hate it. So
once again, that's mainly only the case with like licensed games, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I know when this got re-released for Xbox because I bought it. I remember, and I knew they didn't have, but I was sad there was no Spawn, Link, or Heihachi in it.
Yeah, that would actually require like extra, copyright stuff.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I understand why, but it made me sad.
Now, at least, though, it is on Switch 2 online.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, through the GameCube NSO thing.
Yeah.
I forget that they didn't do it till Switch 2. They finally bring out GameCube games. Which I
mean, they were also on Wii U, but no one talks about it.
I don't remember the Wii U. I have one still. But...
They sold Wii games on the Wii U, like, digitally.
But they couldn't put them on the Switch, huh? Just couldn't run GameCube, right? That's what it was, right? It wasn't a money grab, right? It was they just couldn't run.
Well, we want you to buy our service, Mike. We need to put more games on our service.
I mean, they could have put it on the Switch service, too, is what I mean. But they're like, well, we got nothing for Switch 2, so here, you can play Wind Waker if you want to buy a Switch 2, huh? So,
yeah, we could bring out that awesome remake, but now play the GameCube original. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, but you know what that means, though? They can still nickel and dime you later on and put Wind Waker on Switch 1.
God damn it.
There's also a page on GOG if you want to vote for them to try to preserve Soul Calibur 2 HD online.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, nice. All right.
I do like stuff like that. And as I made the joke in the chat, I played this game the way Nintendo wanted me to on my Steam Deck.
Nice.
Nintendo expected me to play it.
Hell yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I own a copy of it. I still have my original copy that I bought at Funkoland, most likely, if it was still Funkoland back then. But I still have that copy.
Yeah, It was probably GameStop at that point, but
okay. Yeah.
GameCube emulation is pretty good right now, so...
Oh, yeah, it is. Steam Deck. Wonderful.
Here, I want to ask a question that's kind of related to this, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, what's up?
Back when, like, GameStop was a cool place to go, at least somewhat, like, do you have any, like, interesting specific memories of, like, going to game stores at that time in, like, the Dreamcast, GameCube, PS2 era?
I didn't have GameStop because I'm in Canada, but we had EB Games.
Sure.
And I also had local places. Like, I had a couple of local video game stores. Let me think. Cool stories? I just remember occasionally finding, like, a more obscure games and being really excited about that. Shit. Well, actually, I'll bring this story up because I wasn't able to appear on the episode for it, even though I was a guest on it due to my own scheduling situation. I remember I was on vacation with my family, mainly my mom and my two siblings, and my mom and my two siblings were going to this rock concert in another city, in another province. I think we were in Calgary, in Alberta. Anyways, the day we got there, the afternoon we got there, their concert was going to be the next day. We got to the hotel, and my oldest brother wanted to go to, like, Walmart or, like, wanted to go search around all the stores and see if there's anything interesting. And this was, I think, 2005, early 2006, so, like, Game Boy Advance games were starting to get, like, sold for really cheap. And my mom was looking for a game for me because I was like, hey, if you see this game, can you pick it up for me, please? And she was like, okay, sure. And lo and behold, she found me a copy of Dragon Ball Advance Adventure for the Game Boy Advance, and I remember literally spending the rest of my entire vacation playing that game and being addicted to that game.
Hell yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite memories of video game store stuff.
From
that era. Sorry.
From this time exclusively, I used to go to GameStop 3 to 4 times a week because there was one down the street from me. Well, it was EB Games, still GameStop.
Of course, yeah.
And I knew the manager. I actually used to have, which still makes me sad, the Resident Evil 4 cutout. But I went to my parents' house and it got wet and got ruined, and I'm still upset about that because it would be in my house now if I had it. Still, it'd probably be clawed up by cats, but I would have it. But neither here nor there. But I go there all the time, and I just used to just talk with the managers, walk around, look at things, and I loved it. I loved me so much back then. I wanted to work there. I never did because I tried once, and they said, "Oh, well, you work at Babies R Us. That's competition." I'm like, I'm not gonna stay here. I hate this place. I need a job, and they wouldn't hire me because of that.
That's
so
silly.
that was a couple years later. But I just remember being but I love GameStop. I mean, I went there recently, and I told the story before. I'll tell it here again. And I was trying to buy some Funko Pops, and the guy's like, "Oh, you don't have a GameStop power-up card?" I'm like, "No, I don't want one. I'm done with. I don't care. I don't come here enough. I come here enough, but I don't want to do it." And the guy's like, "Oh, the computer's working slow." I knew he was lying to me.
Oh my God!
We went back and forth of him trying to sell to me, and I work in sales, so I'll give a little bit a go. I have the rule of 2. Once you pass 2, you pass 3. I say no. You walk away from it. That's what I do in my job. And he kept going and going and going. So finally, I'm like, you know what? I won't sign up with them because they got rid of Game Informer. He's like, I don't got nothing for that one. And I get it. I know it's their job, it's their hours. GameStop's awful. But it's it bothered me. Don't do that. You have
yeah.
I was ready to the point to walk away and be like, I don't want these. I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah, that's it's really sad that's just kind of how it's degraded to.
Well,
where everyone just has
awful.
Yeah, there's no redeeming qualities of the company. Everyone has bad stories, and it just is depressing to be around. Because I brought this up because I remember as a kid going to GameStop or EB Games because there was the choice back then, and looking for the GameCube games and all that stuff was really cool, and it was an adventure. There'd be new shit there all the time.
Really was at one time.
One story I remember very clearly was getting a chance to play the N-Gage at a kiosk.
Oh God, the N-Gage.
Playing Ashen. Blown away that this other handheld existed and I never got to own. On the flip side, though, there was weird shit too. I remember one time I bought The Hobbit on GameCube, and for some reason, the clerk somehow managed to jam the PS2 copy in there.
Oh,
okay.
And then didn't question it. So I'm leaving and opening the case and I'm oh, this is a big disc that's weirdly pushed into this little hole. So they replaced it as I showed them their error, but it's what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, I once bought a PS2 game from them that they forgot to put the PS2 game in there, and thankfully they knew me and they just yeah, we forgot, and they gave me the game, and I went back and got the game.
Yeah, I've had that.
They didn't we gave you the game. What are you talking about? Thankfully, that did not happen.
There should be a method, a system of how they can check that though.
I'm sure, but they also they knew me really well.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still like going to game shops. GameStop was such a force for a long time for me as a kid, and the era where I was buying Soul Calibur 2, it's always those little fun shopping trip memories that I wish we could still have.
Yeah. I miss going to GameStop. A couple not too long ago, I'm driving by where I first moved to Minnesota, in Bloomington, Minnesota, and my old GameStop I used to go to every week is closed. It just, I mean, it closed. There was no signs. I drove there on a Monday, it was open. I drove on a Friday, it was closed.
Oh,
I'm really there were, and every time I look at it, I'm I should go back in there one day with my son, and I just hadn't gotten around to it, and then all of a sudden gone. And there was no we're closing. I'm sure it was just. They didn't even know they were closing until corporate went in and said, yeah, we're closing you tomorrow. But I don't have a job anymore. Yeah.
I think I told the story on a different episode. I'll tell it here.
You did, but you can tell it again.
I was in a GameStop a few months ago because I had to kill some time. And I bought some plushies for a friend. And while I'm in there, the landlord comes in and is like, hey, employee, I'm showing a rental space to a potential client, but I need to show them a space that looks just like it. Can I show them around and show them the basement and stuff? And the employee's like, I have to watch the store. I can't really show you that.
Yeah.
And they went back and forth about okay, can you stand in the doorway and watch the store and watch us in the basement? And like you look at that, it's like, oh yeah, that's just them plotting to get rid of the store and replace it.
Well,
Yeah.
it could have been that the contract was already canceled, but the company didn't tell the employees, so he didn't. So he wasn't allowed to say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So I drove by there again like a week or two later. It was totally gone.
Yeah, it was that contract was already done, and they knew it.
Yeah,
because the contracts aren't that close. I mean, I used to work at FedEx. The contracts are not that like way in advance when a store is closing. It's just corporate knew. They just didn't tell anybody.
Right.
Because they feel that if they tell you, you're not going to give 100% of your work, because you're not going to have a job. So why tell you and we can, milk you for all your worth? So yeah.
Which is dishonest and unseemly. But
yeah, of course.
Who cares about that anymore?
I don't expect anything else from them. But I mean, GameStop does fit this era, so it's on topic and it's a fighting game.
Yeah, of course.
Look what tangent you put us on, Dominic.
Yeah, but you also have seen stores that are advertising that they're closing and the employees are still doing their job there.
Yes, but it's a corporate idea that if the employee knows, they just won't do it.
Right.
That's just plus when you pay them like shit. There's that too. And you do it once GameStop finally shuts down. I'm doing a whole episode on it. I know a lot of people that work there. I'm just waiting for them to die completely.
Don't wait for them to die, Mike. Just be the dagger.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm not.
Weaponize your podcast, Mike.
I don't have enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want one thing I do want to bring up about Heihachi that I remember when I was a kid seeing this game, Heihachi just has fists, and I'm like, oh, that's not very cool because he had gauntlets, But I'm like, it's not cool compared to everything else. I remember that as a kid thinking that. I also never thought Necrid was cool.
When you bring a non-weapons fighting character into a weapons fighting game.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, Necrid was never super cool. I never have seen Spawn in action though.
Did Necrid ever continue, or just this game?
Let's take a look.
Because that was curious. That one I know was since it was made by Todd McFarlane, I wonder if he just designed the character for him, like a contract. We pay you, here you go, or if it's something where he owned the character.
He has only been in Soul Calibur 2.
Well, that answers my question then. Which again,
I'm not. His backstory was in a book, but it's difficult to keep licensing a character.
But then if you're gonna hire them, do a contract hire, we'll pay you so much to make a character. But I also forget how big Todd McFarlane is in some circles, because to me, he just
of course
he's Todd McFarlane. He's not that big of a deal he was at this time. Spawn, I know was a big deal at one time.
Yeah, and apparently, when I'm reading here on Wikipedia, instead of Heihachi, it was supposed to be Cloud.
Oh,
really?
But I guess that
would have got me to buy the PS2 version back then. Especially, I was a huge Final Fantasy fan back then. I would have bought that up pretty quick. Because this game also went to, this old stable thing that Nintendo used to do and other companies did called Greatest Hits, where games used to be, a flat fee at one time. That was nice. Remember those days, Nintendo?
Yeah.
And Soul Calibur 2 was one of the best-selling GameCube games. One of the ones that I've confirmed to be sold over 1 million, which for the GameCube was pretty amazing.
The only reason I bought this game is I had a friend back in high school. He just fucking loved Nintendo and loved GameCube. He wouldn't buy a PS2. He did later. But at the time, he would support his Nintendo, and he was the person that convinced me to buy this game too. He also got to convince me to buy RE4 and Killer 7. All games that are not on this podcast. Weird how that works, but I just remember that. I also remember how disappointed he was when Capcom lied and RE4 and Killer 7 both came out on PS2 years later. So.
If you look at the release schedule, there were 5 exclusive Capcom games on the GameCube. It just weren't the 5 that they promised.
Yeah, none of those stayed exclusive, including Beautiful Joe. He also got me to buy Beautiful Joe too.
Gotcha Force. They did a couple Disney Mickey Mouse games.
Ooh, yeah. There's a few. There's still some GameCube exclusives that never really have ever been re-released anywhere. But I don't play
Magical Mirror
retro games anymore. I actually know that game. My friend bought it at a used game store. Also, I remember GameCube being the more expensive games at the time. If you had multi-plat, PS2 was usually the cheapest of the 3, or maybe Xbox was the cheapest of the 3. I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Because they usually sold less copies.
So I would actually not buy stuff for GameCube.
Yeah, because it was Nintendo, it had much more cachet.
And they had the Nintendo tag.
Right. But that was also the console that's yeah, we can sell 1 million copies of Donkey Konga. Watch us.
I bought games that use the Congo, so hey, they got me. No, that is really cool to know that Cloud was almost considered.
Congos at one point. That was crazy.
I had 2, and I threw one away when I moved at one point, and I kind of regret that, but I didn't need it.
I sold all of mine.
That would have been better than what I did.
Yes.
But I was moving, I was just trying to get rid of shit. You know how that goes.
It's a perfectly good Conga in a landfill somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe it
most
still
likely.
works. Who knows?
Moving sucks. I was moving out of an apartment. I was just trying to get rid of
moving
shit.
sucks.
I think there's some other stuff I want to talk. So I think we mentioned most of the characters. Any that we
Yep.
had missed.
Taki's pretty cool.
Cervantes, we
I like-
haven't talked about.
Oh,
I thought he was cool.
Cervantes.
I like Sung Young. I think that's his name. My apologies for forgetting, but he's pretty fun. Raphael's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Young Sung, excuse me. Oh my god. Young Sung.
You're like combining.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. Oh my god. What the fuck's wrong with me? But yeah, those two characters were both really good. I don't know, like pretty much all the characters were good in their own ways. Like Soul Calibur didn't really have like a crappy character on it.
I like being able to chase down like the weird generic characters if you went long enough in Weapon Master mode.
Assassin,
Yes.
the Lizard Man, I think it is, and then Berserker.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are cool.
Because as a kid, I was always like, why can't I get Inferno? Why can't I get these guys and play as them? They're in the game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Inferno, I mean, it is just elder character. If you think they could have put him in somehow as a playable
But,
character.
but Inferno is also basically Necrid, but different.
Yeah, because he has 3 different weapons throughout the fight, and he takes forever to beat the shit out of. Yeah.
Yes. But it's really fun to fucking whack him on the ass whenever you do take him down over and over.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
That was fun. Yeah, playing this did really take me back to 2003, though. Like, that was a nice experience man, I forgot how much, like, I like Link, too, in this design of Link, because also at the time, this would have been their only, like, adult Link that we got, because we hadn't gotten Twilight Princess yet. So we hadn't had...
That's true.
You know, this was our first, like, cool 3D model of Link. We had, I mean, Wind Waker I did not appreciate at the time. Now I do. Great game. But, like, that's not the Link
I always loved Wind Waker.
culture wanted.
Like, it's so weird. The Wind Waker response was so weird to me, because I was just like I saw it when I was younger, and I was just like, oh, this looks really friggin' cute. I can't wait to play it.
And the whole,
Yeah, 03 was a weird
gaming
time.
world bitched.
Yeah.
Like-
because they suck.
Yes, they do. I also didn't appreciate Heihachi as much as I do now. Like, I remember when my friend bought the PS2 version, he bought it for $20 because he just loved fighters. And I remember playing it at his house, and I remember, like, not really caring for Heihachi, but then again, I don't think I appreciated Tekken as much as I do now. Tekken's a series where I've actually hated 1 through 5, like, decently, because and Tekken Tag Tournament. Like, I played a lot of Tekken in my life. I mean, it hasn't been over 20 years, but I did play a lot of Tekken in my life. That's a series I like.
Nice.
Some good stuff to farm on the podcast when you get the time.
Oh,
I
trust
agree.
me. Trust me, I keep track of ideas. I have so many ideas, and that's why I'm also doing 100 games this year, because I need to get shit out of my head and onto a recording.
So I'm curious, because you did the Street Fighter Alpha series in one go
Yes.
a few months ago. How does that compare to doing like one game like this?
Well, Alpha series almost feels like one game, just with different additions.
Okay,
Almost. That's why.
interesting.
But more characters to talk about, more change. I mean, I am sad that Soul Calibur 2 never got re-released on PC. Like, I thought I would have had this on Steam, and then when I find out, like, why we're talking, like you guys, we talked about earlier, like, these just don't exist on there, and it makes it's like, why, people? I mean, it's cool that GOG is trying to...
The only one that does exist is 6.
Yeah. I don't like when, like, put stuff, let people buy it on PC, because I will buy it on PC. Even though I'll emulate it, I will buy it for cheap to support the game, and like, I own it. I feel like I am, I mean, I still would have played the GameCube version on my Steam Deck no matter what, because I wanted Link, because that was always my experience of Soul Calibur 2, and I wouldn't want... Also, I don't think Link's ever been a playable fighter in another fighting game that wasn't Smash Brothers.
No, I don't think so.
They don't do
think
this
so.
stuff anymore. I mean, I'm kind of glad they don't, because if they do, like, I mean, there's got to be a reason why Mortal Kombat 9 has never been re-released. Like, that game is stuck on PS3. 360.
Yeah, because there's like Freddy Krueger in it and stuff. There's licensed characters.
Just don't put them in the game, but I guess maybe you don't have a choice.
Yeah, I think that
MK9
that is the case.
Again, like MK9 was such a good game, but it was also like on the tail end of like that era, which that era in general has not been re-released at all.
Yeah.
Like, we're
No, but I would love to. Like, I want to do MK9 on this show. Yeah,
but I'm curious how far the Legacy Collection goes.
I doubt it goes. It doesn't. I think it goes up to 4. I mean, it definitely won't have DC versus Mortal Kombat. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, and that's fine. That game isn't that good.
No, but again, right. I mean, I would love to see Deadly Alliance and Deception. Like, there are some games that I want to do on this show, but because that they're harder to, like, I don't ask people to emulate 360 or PS3 because it's not. I mean, it can be done, but it's not like the best, and you need better hardware to do it. Usually. Or like PS2 and GameCube, the average person at this point will have a good enough PC to do it. And plus, it works pretty well.
Technically, Deadly Alliance will be on this collection, but it'll be the GBA version.
Yeah, oh god.
So it's 1 through 4 plus all the GBA Mortal Kombats.
I mean, it's cool that it's there, but like Deadly Alliance is a really cool fighting game. One I've thought about many times, actually. Another character we haven't talked about yet is Voldo, who I think is a big Soul Calibur mainstay.
Fan favorite, Voldo.
I don't like him. I don't like the way he moves. I played as him a little bit once, and I'm like, I do not like him at all.
I've always been a fan. I dig his vibe.
He feels icky in my hands when I play as him. I just don't like it. Again, for me, the unfortunate thing with this game is all I can play as is Link, and I don't really like that fact, but that's just, that's who I want.
Keelik is so good, though.
He is. I was good at him back in the day. I didn't play as him for this time when I was playing the game for the episode, but back then I did play as him a lot. I was actually I was good with him from what I remember.
Yeah. That quarterstaff
he became my main.
Drain.
Well, I would play this game. Like I said, I'm playing this game. Other people had different systems, so I had to get good with other characters. I had to get good with somebody on all the systems.
I imagine Voldo is like one of those harder characters to get into, but like if you understand him, it's like impossible. Especially when you can get him on all fours and like crawl around like a spider.
I just don't like him. I mean, he's not a bad. I mean, like you guys said earlier, there's no real. I don't think any of the characters are bad either. I think they all play very well in this game, and you have a nice different set of characters. I also think like one thing with the Weapon Master mode, that's how you unlock a lot of your characters too, which is also I did appreciate.
I remember as a kid, I liked playing as Raphael. But playing him now, it's like he's alright.
Yeah.
But this time around, I was really into Mitsurugi. I thought his stuff was really good.
Mitsurugi's is such a good basic character. He's a lot of fun.
Like when there were some harder challenges, I needed someone to just kind of like deplete life. Mitsurugi could come in and like really begin that sword.
Oh yeah, yep.
And it gives you a lot of unlockables. So like we were talking a little bit about how the weapons, like in the Weapon Master mode, you can buy weapons for each character. So like all have like I think maybe 10 different weapons. I didn't look this up, but I mean nice little touches.
10 weapons for each character.
And other costumes you can buy in there. Like a lot of single player content if you want it, and I appreciate that it's there, even though I didn't take advantage of it nor care about it. I still appreciate that the game had it for me.
Sorry, 12 weapons for each character.
Damn.
Yeah.
I bought a few.
Dang.
Because, and again, if this was on Steam and had Steam achievements, I might have played more because I might have cared, Namco. But since I had to play it on my Steam Deck, I wasn't concerned because there were no on the GameCube version. I mean, I don't care about achievements anymore, but if they're there, it sometimes can get me play a little bit more of the game and care a little bit more because I'm getting a small trophy that I will never look at that just exists.
I like that they had all these different shops that sold different things.
That was cool, too. I never did find the Great Fairy Sword for Link. I must have not gotten the last chapter that had it or cared enough to do it.
Yeah, there's definitely one chapter where it's like all the ultimate items are being sold at once.
Okay, I just didn't get there. There were a few things that I missed, but I was just done. Like, I beat the main Weapon Master twice, finished all the chapters, and there were some other sub-chapter stuff. I did some, and I'm like, I just am done with this game. But as a fighter, a fighter cool. I don't expect to play, a ton. I expect
playing it for a day or two.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I played, and I did enjoy it. For that day or two, I actually had a really good time playing Soul Calibur 2. It was a nice palate cleanser I needed.
Yes, that's what fighting games are really good at.
And to get an episode out so you keep on track with your crazy-ass schedule. Someone might, give themselves that too.
I mean, we're not all trying to play Pokemon Black and White 2 after Jedi Survivor.
I haven't started yet. I gotta be a different game first, but yes. I'm really excited for it. All right, anything else we should talk about with this game?
No, I think I'm good.
I mean, that was probably the first game where I kind of figured out like how practice mode works.
Nice.
All right. And like seeing how like all that can like be really fucky and interesting.
I mean, you can learn a lot in a good practice mode.
You can. I also appreciate the weapons gallery and like all the little like extras you can unlock by buying them in game
with not real money. Remember those days, video gamers?
Yeah.
And another thing I want to bring up, the music in this game. I'm not a big music guy. Anyone listening to the show knows, but the music here in this game is also really good.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's good.
Yeah,
I listened to it actually.
Good triumphant themes.
I thought it was fun, just the way it's just very cinematic. The way the game makes it feel.
Yes,
and I like that a lot. And again, it's nostalgic. When it comes to music and video games, a lot of it for me is the nostalgic of when I played the game, and if it's games that are from when I was younger, then I have much more of a appreciation for it. Right. Anything else, or should we go to questions, comments, and memories?
Let's do that.
I don't got a lot, but a few people had stuff to say. I only posted in 2 groups, but from the I Watched the Entire Overblood Super Replay group, from Curtis G. Williard, I had the Xbox and GameCube versions for Spawn and Link. Remember really loving both versions. Still one of my favorite fighters, just behind Injustice and MK series. I hope we get another one and it's good. Have the other ones not? I don't know much about Soul Calibur 3 through 6.
5 is like derisive for sure. 4 was like all right, but 6 I think was where they kind of rebooted it and made it, or not rebooted it, but like brought it back.
Okay. I know 6 is a bit though. We haven't gotten one in a while.
6 is all right. 6 is all right, but like it's kind of weird because they tried to do this thing where they give every character a special like a rage thing where like it push this button and you do like a special attack thing, and like it kind of makes everybody a little overpowered and it's a little unbalanced. Like, I don't know, like I feel like Namco was trying, but they also weren't trying. It's kind of weird.
That's fair. Right. And then from Paul Roteloff, it's the absolute peak of the series that has yet to be replicated, which is nuts considering we've had 4 sequels, 5 if you count the PSP game since. I bought the GameCube version for Link 2. I was talking about this last night with my friend at a local Soul Calibur 2 tournament. It's crazy how great all the new characters were in this game. No new additions since have come close to being as cool outside of maybe Zazamil. No idea who that is. From
I would agree.
Chris Nephew.
Like this, the characters all felt good here, and no one felt out of place.
I agree.
From Chris Nephew, everybody always poo-poo the GameCube controller, but man, having the big giant guard button and the horizontal and vertical attacks on buttons that were on the XY axis, perfection. I never thought about that, but he's right. From Benjamin Johnson, loved it on the Xbox so I could wreck my brother with Spawn. Of course, hated when he got Spawn first. Spawn is really good, though.
Yeah, yes.
Actually, I do remember that when I did play the Xbox version. So I am going to check one thing. I'm curious because I saw a screen. I don't know. I want to see what they did for the HD version. If they put okay, so the HD version I think has Spawn and Heihachi on it. The one that came out for
nice.
Xbox.
I don't remember that being a thing, but if you say so.
I mean, that's what I mean.
HD version includes both Heihachi and Spawn. I'm reading it right here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. All right, cool.
But somebody wouldn't play ball.
Well, they didn't bring it to the Wii, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, still could have played ball, but they're an app. I'll never work for Nintendo. They listen to all my podcast rants. They'd be like, "We ain't hiring you, buddy."
Two things I want to know.
Carl Martinez.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I played a fair bit of 3, and it was fun. I'm sure I played a little bit of 2. I liked playing Nightmare, but I remember Vodal, that creep. He reminds me of Dr. Boskonovich from Tekken 3, but when he's not at work. All right. I get that reference. And then from the official Laser Time community, from Michael D, I miss exclusives like this. I do too, man.
Yeah.
It made me buy games I wouldn't have bought otherwise. From Mike Amari, got the Xbox version. I had all 3 consoles, but I always got the Xbox version of any multi-platform title. Spawn became my go-to character for this. And from Mark Patterson, I had the GameCube version too. Just about the only fighting game I was sort of okay at. My character of choice was Taki for reason.
Yeah, I get it.
They don't really. Do they still do exclusive? I mean, I guess they still do some exclusive fighters. I mean, more like DLC now, but
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm still surprised Heihachi and Spawn were in the HD thing. That surprises me.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I mean, Heihachi makes sense.
Spawn. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Spawn's not that big of a freaking character, though, you know?
Right.
Like, he's not... He never... I mean, I know he was big in, like, what, the 2000s or something? I mean, he was big at one time, but...
Like the 90s or 2000s.
Yeah. One of my random memories with Spawn is when I was a kid and I was in Georgia visiting my grandparents, and we went to some, like, comic book store, probably what it was. Like, but I remember buying a medieval Spawn figure and a couple other Spawn figures. That's what they had, and she felt, my mother's like, "Oh, here, I'll buy you a couple figures." And I remember playing with them, but I didn't know who the fuck Spawn was. I'm like, these look cool, and I wanted to buy some figures. Yeah, Spawn has been one of the things I've never been big into. Like, I never even read a Spawn comic.
Never saw the movie.
Me neither.
Never did anything.
All right, let's give away.
I remember the 90s animated series, and I remember some of the video games, and that was kind of about it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair for a lot of people. I did find the figure that I did own back then, though. And it's $35 on eBay, sealed. Came with a comic, too, I think. Or no, it didn't come with a comic, but yeah, I remember being a cool looking character. All right, so I want to give away a code. This will be your Steam code for Oddworld Soulstorm Enhanced Edition. The Steam code is M8 YF4 XYY8Z A82EV. That is your Steam code for Oddworld Soulstorm Enhanced Edition. All right. That was a bundle I paid $1 for just so I could give away a bunch of codes for Oddworld games on this podcast. So.
Hell yeah.
That's the only reason I bought it. I own them
Two
all.
things I do want to note before we end.
What's up?
Two things I wanted to say before we end. Number one,
Oh, please.
we didn't talk about Charade at all.
Oh,
No,
shit.
it's not.
And Charade is more closer to Inferno than Necrit is.
Good
It's a weird
point.
dude with like some body parts and an eyeball.
Is he essentially just random? Like he just is a random character, right?
Yeah.
I do like when fighting games make the random character actual character instead of just random, and then they just have a different fighting style.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I wanted to say is that someone once described Soul Calibur to me as like the other fighting game franchise that people like when they're not super into fighting games because it is easy to learn. And I think about that a lot, and it's kind of true for me. But they're also just really fun.
They are.
That's
I
true.
mean, like this was not a fighting fan, and I was able to play this game back then and had a good time and beat it. That's saying something right there for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go to Shelf Stacker Box, and Kyle, why don't you lead us in?
I'm gonna say, let's see here. We have that to decide. I'm gonna go with Stack. I like this game, I really do, but I just feel like this series peaked way too early, and like as solid as it is, I feel like Tekken is the better Namco fighting series, and I don't know, like I love the weapons combat based thing around Soul Calibur, but I don't know, like Soul Calibur 2 is the best of the series, and then I don't know, I feel like there's some kind of shortcomings to it. I like this game, but I'm not in love with it. I feel like taking off my rose-tinted glasses, I don't know, something about it. It's not as perfect as I thought it was.
Okay.
Sorry to say it, y'all. I think the dream for me is over.
For me, this definitely goes on the shelf. This was an important GameCube game for me. I've held on to my copy since I was a kid. It's been in my possession probably for like 20 years now. I will keep it. It will be a prominent part of my GameCube collection forever and always.
All right. And I'll go last. I'm going to put this on the shelf also. I had a really good time replaying this. I mean, it was a one-day thing, but it was a nice 1-2 day event. And I had a good time. And I'm glad that I got to relive it. Took me back to 2003 a little bit. And, you know, sometimes you need that.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Agreed.
But yeah. Then I should mention what we're talking about next week. Next week you can hear us talking about Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, a game for the first time. So that'll be next week's episode.
I'm surprisingly not really familiar with that series. I played like the first two and I was like, I really like these, but I need to play more of them.
They don't peak till 3. I mean, maybe not peak, but they don't get good till 3. I did not like 1 and 2.
I don't know. It's funny you say that because I actually really liked 1 and 2, but just for some reason it's like, oh yeah, I'll get to these later, and like I just kept on saying that, and it's like, oh yeah, I should really get around to these damn games. Like they're good. I really like them. They're fun.
If you like 1 and 2, you will like 3 a lot then, because 3 is they took the good things about 1 and 2 and made it way better. So
nice. Okay. Cool.
I'll play 3 someday because 3 I actually enjoyed. 1 and 2 I didn't enjoy as much. I haven't played them in years.
I will.
It's a Ratchet and Clank game.
What, Dominic?
Isn't Up Your Arsenal the third one?
It's the third one, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
And then we should go to plugs. And Dominic, where can we find you at?
I am on the Overblood Facebook group, of course. I'm also on Dissonant Waves, our podcast on YouTube. It's a great show. You should check us out. I'm also on Blue Sky. I'll give you the link if you'd like, Mike. I don't remember it right now.
Okay. Yeah, you can always send it to me. And Kyle, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Blue Sky at chibufo.bluesky or .bsky.social. And you can find my podcast, the Unidentified Flying Obsession Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, otherwise known as the UFO Podcast.
All right. And if you enjoyed this episode, there are over 850 other episodes of this podcast. We do movies, TV shows, video game, comic, all sorts of content. You can find our entire catalog on Podbean. You can search right there too. You never know what you're gonna find because I do a lot of random ass shit. So check out that. If you want to support the show, we do a Patreon. A little dog vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. Currently, just one because I'm busy. And if you want to, and also if you pay $10 or more, I will promote your YouTube podcast, whatever it is. So great. I mean, you can see how many listeners we have. And also, please join our Discord. It is free. We're always having new people join us. You can lurk. You can suggest things for the show that we'll get to eventually. Trying. So we definitely are always happy for that. And you see a link in the show notes for that. And I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Haster. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And check out A Gamer Looks at 40 of Bill Tucker. And also don't forget, check out Absolutely the Best Podcast, A Work in Progress. He talks about MCU movies, MCU adjacent movies. So check out his show too. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube audio only. And I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everyone.